Okay, so, not this, but this. I'm here to just cover the patch notes a bit because I'm a bit late to the party, but we have quite a few changes here for a lot of the different characters, and some of them really needed it. Like Android 18 here, very good buffs. You know, earlier today when I was like, oh wow, the patch notes just dropped. I forgot. It was like 2 p.m. Nice. And you know that like GIF, that GIF of the guy from Ratatouille, the chef, who's just looking down like at the letter and just like his eyes are getting wider and wider. That's how I was with these patch notes. You know, I saw like Android 18, and it's like, oh yeah, these are perfectly fine. And then I saw Mini Goku. I saw 85 to 200. I was like, what? I was like, okay. I thought about it a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay, the damage is not like that big of a difference. And like, skill 3 is not really different damage. Then I see 90% damage reduction. And I immediately leaned forward. I was like, I gotta lock in for this. Okay, 50% is the movement speed reduction while attacking. 50% to 50%. Okay, it's fine. Unchanged. 40 to 30. 20 to 0. He can move he can move amazingly well now. For no reason. Gets the duration of his energy defense up late game from 5 seconds to 7 seconds. Same with his strike defense, which is big. This is massive. His skill 3 is going to be so nutty at the late game. Being able to just block damage for free. 90% damage reduction across the board, even at level 1. Defense up is already good, but he gets movement speed. Like, this movement speed reduction is huge. Like 20 to 0%. He's going to be able to move unobstructed. He's going to be even more of a rat now. And this change to his ultimate. Holy. Activation from activation to start of dash to activation to end of dash. He's going to have a much longer iframe count, especially when his ult like increases in level. When his like whole thing is bigger now, meaning he has more chances to get his damage up. Because what he does with his ultimate, let me just pull that up real quick. Gives immune to all from the start of the transformation until the end of dash. And if he takes more damage while he's immune to all damage and all CC, the more damage he deals in the final hit. The farther away your target, the more the AoE and movement range after the barrage increases as well. So he's going to do more damage, and he's going to have more range the more hits he takes, and the farther away his target. Which is huge! He's going to do so much damage. And they even decided to buff his damage on that ult as well. This 200 damage change, I don't know how impactful that'll be. I don't play that much DAIMA Goku. But this 250 on all the hits, like the consecutive attack damage hits, is going to be huge. Because that is, I'm pretty sure that is more damage to every single one of his hits. And then, the Dabura buffs are pretty good. Like, when I say, like, my eyes kept getting bigger, you can skip Dabura on that. Dabura, oh, wow, he got buffs. Yay, these are good for him. You know, it's really good for him. But they're not, like, wow to me, you know? I do think getting HP on the guaranteed attack is going to be really good. Because it's, like, a decent amount of HP. He is going to be getting a good amount. Like, 1.3k in level 1 is pretty solid. And the cooldown reduction is... One second is pretty good. Like, you'll be able to shoot this out faster. You'll be able to heal yourself more. And he does a little bit more damage. So this is going to be really good. His ult, though, basically half the cooldown. This is pretty solid because, you know, you wouldn't feel his damage as much. You'd really only feel the petrification gauge, but they buffed that too on ult as well, which is also really nice. And distance-based fall-off of petrification gauge gain decrease. So now you're going to be getting more petrification value from getting the hit, obviously. So, and then this. He's getting a 5% damage boost, an increase 5%. So this will be from 3 to 5, which is good, you know? A 5% damage buff is nice. But 2 to 10%, 17 to 15, 12 to 25. He's going to be doing minimum 8% more damage. And at maximum 13% extra damage than he was before. This is a huge buff on top of this 5%. Because you're going to be doing like what, 13 to 20% more damage now with Super Saiyan 3, and you're able to take more fights at low HP. Especially when you have this. My jaw dropped when I saw this. 10 to 20 seconds. His instant transmission, if I remember correctly, is a 30-second cooldown. This thing has a 30-second cooldown. Now, if you use the instant transmission Kamehameha, especially with third card Backstab, not only are you going to have a 4-second Kamehameha, but you're going to have a 10-second instant transmission. Which means you'll be able to hop out safe and sound after you fire it off. And then do another Backstab Super Kamehameha. That's nuts. This is nuts. And then it was already after Super Saiyan. Like, I was already surprised after Super Saiyan 3. I was like, oh god. These are all huge buffs and revived a lot of these characters. Like, DAIMA Goku wasn't used as much because, well, the meta was kind of against him at the moment. But these, I feel like they're making him much more playable now. Dabura is more usable, but I wouldn't say he's good. Android 18, a lot of the things with her have been fixed with just this one change. She's still going to be squishy, obviously, but now she's at least more usable. Because you can actually use her Excel Dash. Instead of having to KO an enemy with Excel Dash. It's just within a set period of time. Now, they didn't say how long that is, but I'm going to guess like within probably 5 seconds. Not like 5, maybe 8 seconds. I think that makes some sense. But I wouldn't know until I play this, but Zamos, this is huge. 50% regen gauge. You don't have to go farm dots. Especially with how the meta is right now, where and at higher ranks, your team's not going to leave too many like minis for you to go farm regen gauge on, because if you're on a good team, they'll know like to just go farm out the rest of the back and be a good bit higher level than your enemies, of course. But so now you at least are able to get regen gauge and get value. Why'd they increase the amount of stocks he has for a skill 1? I will never know. 1 to 2. Now, this is going to be pretty sizable. 7.5 to 6. If it wouldn't be for the fact that he gets an increased stock number, then I'm just questioning, like, why didn't they nerf his damage? His skill 1 is already, like, a good amount of damage. If they're doing this, Zamasu is going to do more damage, be able to heal more because he starts at a better base, and he will be less effective at taking area fights, especially with in areas with more minis, because his skill 1 will be worse at regenerating his gauge. But this is going to improve his impact when it comes to damage very significantly. He's going to do so much more damage, and he's going to be able to catch other people much more easily, because he's going to be able to stack up this movement speed. I don't think they mentioned a cap on his movement speed reduction being like more than like being capped at 6. So he might be able to stack up to like a movement speed reduction of like 10, accounting for like the movement speed reduction decay. You might be able to do like 8, 10 movement speed reduction and be able to catch people much easier. On top of the fact that they gave him movement speed reduction on his skill 2 as well. Yeah, 30% up to 60% movement speed reduction for 3 whole seconds. Granted, you do have to hit them dead on, like dead center by the knife hand. But that's going to help you a lot, especially in fights, and gives this skill 2 more of a use than just farming up regen gauge. Although I think people, it won't see that much more use even with this movement speed decrease. And will still be used to like regen gauge because this skill 1 was nerfed for regenerating your gauge. Now these Vegito adjustments I think they make sense. They make sense. Cooldown degrees 10 to 5 seconds. This is gonna be pretty good. It lets him like be more active, and I think 10 seconds was a bit clunky anyway. But yeah, getting more cooldown reduction is nice, but this one is a decrease. Just, like, being able to use the cooldown reduction more is better than having more cooldown reduction, in my opinion. And this skill 2 change, where the cooldown decrease, so now you can use your skill 2 more often. The movement's speed, time until movement starts increase, so like the startup will take a bit longer, but I don't think that's that huge of a change considering it's guaranteed hit anyway. But the movement speed adjustment, he'll be better early game. Like, he'll be better early on with his skill 2. I don't see that many people leveling, like, prioritizing skill 2. They usually prioritize skill 1 and 3 as you're trying to, like, catch people. But this is nice. This is nice, especially with the cooldown reduction. This Divine Draw change, I think, is pretty good for the medical respawn, because it was already, like, really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good. I'd say, like, really annoying to fight against, but now, like, with the HP decrease, the increased time to respawn, it's at least less frustrating to fight against, but still has the comeback potential of what this Divine Draw is supposed to do. So I think that's fine. And, of course, they added Super Saiyan Bardock to the Star Collection, and they moved Ultimate Gohan to... I don't know why they did this, to Tier 2. Do they just want more people terrorizing the game with Ultimate Gohan, or... And couldn't you have moved, like, Vegeta down there first? I guess they want to keep, like, those premium headliner... heroes as, like, the last to go down, I guess. So, what's likely to happen is Vegeta will be the last to leave Tier 1, as we can see, like, with Bardock being in, with Ultimate Gohan going down to Tier 2 right now. And I did see this just now. I was going to talk about it as well. They fixed a bug with Bardock where his Rebellion Smash, which is his skill 1, this Rebellion Smash, it wasn't activating the movement speed down when you hit it into the wall. I've played a bunch of games on Bardock. I am a very good Bardock, as you might know. 206 right there, you know, pretty good Bardock, I'd say. And I could definitely tell that this was happening. I didn't think it was a bug. I thought it was just like, I guess I didn't hit the thing, like, into the wall, like how it was for Vegeta, where his kick, his stagger was kind of weird. But to know that it was a bug, that's pretty nice, and that they fixed it. That's great. Good change, good change. But yeah, that's it when it comes to the patch notes. I'm not gonna cover Kefla because I'm probably not gonna buy her on release, but I do think that she is quite good after knowing her kit. I do think Kefla is quite good. Now, I did see some gameplay of her. She's very squishy, very low HP, but I think she will be quite useful. Her damage on rush attack, I've heard, is a bit low, but I think she makes up for it with her, like, skills, and she's very good at team fighting. But I didn't think her ult would do so much damage. That surprised me. Like, her ult does a really good amount of damage, and so does her skill 2. Like, it does quite a bit of damage. And she's gonna be a very solid pick. You just have to be careful because she's very squishy, but you have good mobility. Just make sure to take smarter fights and just kind of poke. Otherwise, that's all I have to say about the new changes for now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be when it'll be. Bye!